Title: My mom told me I'm not in her will, so I made sure she regretted it. This happened about a year ago, and I've been sitting with it ever since. I was at my mom's house for a simple dinner. Nothing special. In the middle of eating, she suddenly says, "By the way, I finalized my will. You're not included." She said it like she was announcing the weather. I froze, fork halfway to my mouth. I laughed nervously because it felt impossible that she was serious. I asked what she meant. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Everything goes to your brother. He needs it more. You'll be fine on your own." Now, for context, my brother has always had issues with money. Poor decisions, debt, constantly needing to be bailed out. Meanwhile, I've always been the responsible one. I've held a steady job, paid my bills, and when she's needed help around the house or rides to appointments, I've been there. I wasn't expecting riches, but hearing her say I'd get nothing, not even a sentimental item, crushed me. I tried to calmly ask why. She snapped back that I was being greedy, that good kids don't care about inheritance. I wasn't asking for the money. What hurt was the principle. It felt like she was saying I didn't matter, that my brother's failures meant he was somehow more worthy of her love and legacy than my steady presence ever was. That night I went home and just sat in silence. I kept replaying her words. For weeks afterward, I carried this heaviness. Every time she called me to run errands or help with something, I kept thinking, why am I doing all this if she doesn't even see me as part of her family's future? But then something shifted. If she thought I'd be fine on my own, I was going to prove her right. And then some. I stopped bending over backward for her. I still answered the phone sometimes, but I didn't drop everything the second she wanted me to. Instead, I poured that time into myself. I signed up for extra training at work, applied for a promotion, and started a side hustle that had always been in the back of my mind. Slowly but surely, my life started to expand. I upgraded from a tiny apartment to a place I actually loved. I started saving real money. For the first time, I wasn't just surviving, I was building. Meanwhile, my brother continued his usual cycle of emergency after emergency. And then, like clockwork, my mom called me in tears. "He's in trouble again. I don't know what to do." She asked me to help bail him out. I told her I would, but only if she and my brother agreed to financial counseling and stopped treating me like the backup parent. She balked. I didn't budge. And here's where the revenge comes in. It wasn't dramatic or violent. It was quiet, steady, and all the more powerful because of it. A few months later, I bought a modest but beautiful little studio apartment just 20 minutes from her house. I wasn't trying to show off, but when she found out, she called and said, "So you really can do it on your own?" Huh? There was this tone in her voice, a mix of surprise, envy, and maybe even regret. The next time my brother came to me begging for money, I told him calmly, "I'll help you find a counselor, but I won't hand over cash." He blew up, yelled that I was selfish, and stormed out. I didn't chase after him. When my mom realized I wasn't going to be the endless safety net anymore, she panicked. She tried guilt. She tried manipulation. She even tried to rewrite history, telling me she never really meant to exclude me from the will, that she was just trying to motivate me. But I remembered every word she said that night at dinner, and I reminded her of it. I told her point blank, "You said I wasn't included. You told me my brother mattered more. And whether you change your will now or not, I stopped waiting for your approval. I built my own life. If you want a relationship with me, it has to be honest, with boundaries. I won't let you tear me down anymore." She cried. She begged. She promised things would change. But I didn't let her sweep it under the rug. And for the first time, I felt the balance of power shift. The sweetest part of the revenge wasn't even my financial stability. It was the fact that people around us started to notice. Old family friends began telling me they'd seen how lopsided things always were, how I was treated like the strong one, who didn't need love while my brother got endless chances. The truth was out there, and I didn't have to scream it. So no, I didn't get the inheritance. I didn't get the sentimental heirlooms. But what I did get was something far more valuable: freedom. The revenge wasn't about punishing her directly. It was about refusing to let her define my worth. My mom wanted me to be invisible, the child who asked for nothing and accepted crumbs. Instead, I became someone she couldn't ignore. And that's the kind of revenge that lasts.